And we are freaking live. Hey guys, welcome to the Superherocuts podcast, where we talk about things Marvel, DC, and Star Wars. It's your boy Stevie Hayes, joined by the great Comic Cuts, aka Jerry. My brother, how are you doing, man? What is going on with you today?
Fantastic. So pumped. So many things to talk about. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Oh man, I told you, man. Today's a great day. It's a great week, man. It is a good week to be a Marvel fan. It's a good week to be a DC fan. Not a good week to be a Star Wars fan, per usual. But life is good, man. Life is really good. Game of House of Dragon is doing its thing. I'm just in a good mood. So we do have a guest that will be jumping on around 9:30. His name is Ethan Hahn. He does superhero content as well. Can't wait for you guys to meet him. He's hilarious. But we do have a really filled docket. I mean, really filled docket today because Kevin Feige.
Full docket nights.
Huh?
I said I love full docket nights.
Oh yeah, because Mr. Kevin Feige ran his mouth, and it is rare when Mr. Feige talks. So we're going to cover everything Kevin Feige said. The same thing we said if you watched our video that came out earlier today on X23, we said that tonight we're going to be running down everything that Kevin Feige said. Also, Matt Reeves ran his mouth as well, and we're going to talk about some stuff that Matt Reeves talked about as well. Shout out to all of our people on X. We see you guys coming to 8 people on X that is watching right now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Shout out to our YouTube, our Facebook, and our Twitch community. We love you guys. We just can't wait, man. Guys, I also had an idea that came to my mind. I didn't talk to Jerry about it yet, but I was thinking, what if guys, how would you guys feel if on Saturday mornings or afternoons we did once a month where we sat and Jerry and I reacted to other superhero YouTubers and we reacted to their theories, we reacted to their outlooks on superhero content, and what if we even reacted to Comics Explained and him breaking down some comics where we provide our own commentary? How would you guys feel about that? I think that would be fun. I'm pretty sure Jerry would enjoy that too. We'll love to hear what you guys think.
If you're down, write Saturdays in the comments. Saturdays, if you want to hear it.
Because I mean, that'll be a fun thing to do where we can just react to all the other guys in our space, and that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So
yeah,
all right, let's get into the Deadpool week preview. So it is Deadpool week, guys. It has been a long road for Deadpool. If you guys have been following us for the past year, we've covered everything Deadpool. We've covered leaks. We've covered rumors. We've covered news. We've covered articles. We've covered cameos. Every single thing about Deadpool we have covered up and down. And here at Superherocuts, this is how we cover projects. We go deep and we don't stop. So I just want to say, Jerry, this has been a great journey coming alongside you and us being able to cover this movie, because this is really our first big MCU film that you and I are experiencing with this, podcast and with this brand. So for Jerry and I, this is a very special thing, because this is the first of many big movies. And, Jerry and I really believe that this is the start of a really epic run that is going to happen. So we are pretty excited about that. So Jerry, I'm happy that we get to share this moment, with us seeing, this film in the next 2 days. This is the first of many big MCU and DCU movies that we're going to enjoy. So cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Hell yeah. We had, we went through a lot of MCU movies, but just most of them were mid.
Trash. You're mid. I'm gonna say trash. Yeah, they're kind of just not what Deadpool is going to be. So I want to read some. We're going to read some reviews right now, and then we're going to talk about them, and then we're going to go into some things that we want to see. And don't worry, we will not talk about spoilers. We know we will be putting out a non-spoiler review Thursday night, and then we're going to dig deep into them spoilers later on. We're probably going to record both on the same day, but you will see. All right, now let's hear this. This is from the Hollywood Handle. Deadpool and Wolverine is as exciting as you're expecting it to be. It manages to have the same tone as the previous films, with super funny jokes and a story that will have you laughing and crying. Hugh Jackman delivers one of his best performances as Wolverine, and the film is packed with great surprises and thankfully don't affect the course of the story. Really good news. All right, the next one. This is from the Adam Review. Marvel game changer, epic return. Their chemistry delivers the greatest bromance / buddy cop dynamic in film history. Big words. Stunning action and loads of gooey fun. Not just another sequel, it's the best MCU movie ever, a fitting end setting up what's next. That's pretty big words. This is from Brandon Davis from thecomicbook.com. Deadpool and Wolverine is as insane, bombastic, Marvel wet dream. Okay. Pause. No Diddy. Plenty
I thought
of
the same thing when I saw that.
we don't play that out here, all
right,
right? No Diddy, that one. We don't. Yeah. Anyways, plenty of surprises, but with epic action, excessive violence, and relentless humor, most of which landed for me. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds over delivered. It's a lot to process. I had a blast. Okay. Next one, we're gonna read like two more. This is from Joshua H. Wise, and he is with he's the producer of The Thing Expanded, and he also does some stuff with Forbes, etc. He says this: Deadpool and Wolverine is everything I wanted and more. A phenomenal tribute to the Fox era of Marvel that sets the stage for big things. Probably the most fun you'll have this or any summer. See it with the crowd. Bravo at Ryan Reynolds. And then here's the last one I'm going to read. Hold on 1 second. Just exit out. Okay, here's the last one I'm going to read. Deadpool and Wolverine is a bloody fun car trip and an emotional roller coaster. Hugh and Ryan deliver exceptional performances, blending nostalgia, humor, and heart. It dives into themes of revenge, loss, moral ambiguity, whatever it is, and family, all while being packed with delightful cameo smiley face. Okay, so all the reviews that we have seen so far have been very positive. The only ones that I saw was Den of Geek, and Den of Geek always gives a bad review to every film that comes out. So yeah, and then IGN gave it a 7 per usual because IGN gives everything a 7.
Yeah,
but, yeah,
so
like
annoying.
If you want to get a good review, never watch IGN. But so there has been really good reviews. So Jerry, how do these reviews make you feel going into this Deadpool film on Thursday?
I already knew that this movie was going to be awesome, but now it's like I have no doubt that this is going to be a great movie. Some comments about balancing the humor and all that good stuff. I'm pumped. There's no reason not to be. We knew this movie was going to be a banger, and all these reviews confirmed it. By the way, IGN, I think IGN does a 7 at this point because they know they're going to get flamed in the comments, and I think that's what they want because it drives engagement. That's all they care about.
So you think it's just a troll to get?
I think they compromise on their integrity to drive engagement. I think that they probably, because obviously people from IGN saw the movie to do the review, and they did it. They were like, you know what, this movie was probably an 8 or a 9, but we're gonna give it a 7 because we'll get more comments. I think that was the thought process.
Maybe, bro. I'm not sure if IGN is doing crazy on views these days, but yeah. Screw IGN. We say that a lot on this show.
yeah. People call them 7GN. Then I don't know if they still get comments about that. There's that kid who does he's not even a kid. He's probably my age, but he's that guy and he does a lot of their content and they call him Captain Cringe. I kind of feel bad for him at this point because, no matter what he does, people say it. Seems like a nice guy, but hey, you got to get the engagement, right? IGN?
Exactly. But IGN, if you want to send some real content creators, hit up me and Jerry, send us to the premieres. We would gladly do something for IGN if you guys are willing to pay the cash. Just say it.
And I promise you, if you had to give us a performance review, you would give us a bigger number than a 7.
100%. And we would blow up your page, literally. Just saying.
Yeah.
And we would give the negative fans the smoke as well because we like the smoke. Anyways, but Deadpool, we don't play that on our page. No. Deadpool and Wolverine, man. I mean, this has been the craziest journey because I remember when Deadpool 3 was first announced, we all thought that it was like a mystery that Hugh Jackman was going to even come back, and then we got that crazy clip where he was just like, Hugh, are you going to come back? And he's like, yeah, F you, Ryan. And then it became a reality that Wolverine is returning. And then leading up to when you remember when you and I covered the first look at the Wolverine suit when they're walking in the desert, and every fan went insane because like, oh my gosh, he's wearing the freaking yellow suit. And then we go to the Super Bowl trailer where we saw the trailer where we got to see Wolverine in action. And now because of this film, this is putting us into a multiversal fest of so many characters that we are going to see. But this is also setting up the biggest event in comic book history, which is going to be Secret Wars. So how much, so like, do you think that this movie is going to play a really big part into what the landscape of the future is going to be?
I saw one comment that, and this was kind of the one comment that like got me thinking about the movie the most, because obviously it gets boring when everyone's just glazing the movie. Like, we know the movie's good. You don't need to tell us how much you love the movie. That's an obvious. I like commentary that tells me something unique. And I hope that's what we do for you, that whoever's watching this. So, you know, there was one review that said something to the effect of the ending really sets up the future of the MCU. And that leads me to the question, does he mean the ending? Does he mean the post-credit scene? It seems that comment to me says that most of the movie isn't really setting up the future of the MCU, but the end is the impactful part, because Kevin Feige also said that this movie is super impactful. I think someone else said, you know, in Infinity War is like a 9 in terms of being impactful on the MCU, and Endgame is a 10 in being impactful on the MCU, and Deadpool and Wolverine is an 8. An 8, you know, but I guess if you think about Endgame, the end was the most impactful part. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but I want impact like right away. I think that's one of the things that us fans have been missing from the MCU for a really long time. We've had a lot of movies that have had no real impact on the MCU, so much so that people are still asking about the Celestial Hand. People are still asking about Tiamat Island. I know the Marvels was the last one, so I'll cut it a little slack on the post-credit scene not being touched on again since, because, you know, the Marvels, I think, was like the last MCU project. By the way, another interesting piece. A lot of people, you know, throughout ever since Disney Plus has come out, there have been many instances where Disney alters the chronological order of the MCU, because you could go on Disney Plus, you could see, you know, the bar of the chronological order of the MCU. Every so often, they swap things and they kind of change it around. I get it. I'm not criticizing them for it. It's probably hard to keep track of the chronological order, and, you know, you're telling a story that kind of impacts the past, and you got to make things work. It's not like they're going and editing scenes of the movie. That would be made very different. But if you look at I think it's the phase 4 of the MCU, or one of the categories, it actually includes X-Men 97. Is X-Men 97 part of the MCU, or is it not?
Wait. Hold on. You can't just drop a gem like that and just ease. Oh, wait, hold on. You can't just say that and just.
That's what we do. We have so many gems that we're just dropping them.
Yeah, but you just threw me off. Hold on. So you're saying, wait, what the hell? So you're saying that in the MCU cinematic universe timeline on Disney Plus, they have X-Men 97 in there?
That is correct. It might not be on the full timeline, but there is an MCU category, and X-Men 97 is included.
What
I forget
the
exactly
hell?
which one, but there is one. I saw it like 2 nights ago. I swear to God.
What? Yeah. What are they doing? And we know that at the end of X-Men 97 right now, they went back in time, which means that we have to see them in freaking the Deadpool. What if think about it. They're in the desert. Deadpool's about to be in the freaking desert. Not to mention that set photo. Remember, we saw a set photo of Cyclops in the X-Men 97 suit.
Bro,
Did we just cook?
We may have just cooked. And I did see some spoilers, which I'm not going to get into. If you're interested in spoilers, they are out there. But Kevin Feige already said this is where the mutants era begins. So listen, I do think that going forward, the transfer of characters from one universe to the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be a big thing. And I'll tell you who I think it's going to be a big thing with. Like I've always said, Miles Morales is number one. And I'm not number one of who's going to happen first, but I guarantee you the Miles Morales that we know in the Spider-Verse movies is taken from the Spider-Verse at the end of the last Spider-Verse movie, and they're going to transfer him to the MCU because why not use the Miles Morales that everybody knows and loves? Just a no-brainer in terms of financial success.
100%.
Number two, we know the Fantastic Four are going to be transferred. They've never actually confirmed it, but they pretty much spelled it out. The Fantastic Four are going to be taken from one universe to the other. And I do think that there is going to be some universe transferring maybe in this one. I know of some characters that were confirmed from some of the spoilers that I'm not going to get into. I think I had some others and I'm blanking on them now. But my point is that there are going to be characters that are transferred from other universes to the MCU. And it very well could be starting this week in Deadpool and Wolverine, but they're obviously going to do it with Miles Morales. They've basically told us they're doing it with the Fantastic Four, even though that movie starts in the MCU. It's not actually the MCU universe, which no one knows what number is because they kind of flip-flop on that too. But it's either 616 or 1999, which I don't like that they say it's 616 because if 616 is the comics, how could you say that Secret Wars, which happened in the comics, the 2015 one, and then it's going to happen again? I mean, either the comics are 616 or the MCU is. You can't say two separate universes are the same universe. You can't have that. So the comics and the MCU cannot be the same universe. It does not make sense.
And maybe that's what we're going to learn is not true. Maybe it is 1999. I mean, who knows? And I think Earth 1999 is probably the best option. I agree because the 616 has everyone.
616 makes no sense because
exactly.
You can't. Yeah, if you don't get it after I explained that, I don't know what to tell you. But
exactly, yeah, I agree. I've been leaning in the 1999, but I only say 616 because that's what Feige says. But maybe that's bound to change too. Maybe that's bound to change. Who knows what's gonna happen? But that topic alone, just 5 separate videos just came into my mind. Literally, video topic ideas from that alone. Wow, Jerry, you're cooking already. We're only 18 minutes in, and you dropping that freaking bomb on me. I was like, holy Hannah.
Let me cook. Joe
Dude, that was crazy.
Style.
Yeah, my dude is going through the Disney Plus looking like, what's next? He's like, whoa, I caught that. Yeah. Good catch. But yeah, so all in all, guys.
I may have taken a photo of it. Hold on. Let me just...
Yeah, if so, shoot over to me so we can post. If you do, post that on X. I'll and post that on Instagram. I'll repost both for sure. But all in all, guys, we are really excited for Deadpool and Wolverine. As I told you guys, we waited like almost 2 years for this project, and we're going to bathe in this win, man. I literally sent my wife to get the freaking popcorn boxes. Of course, they're not there, so I'm pretty. I called them, and they said they only had the Wolverine one. But there's a box where it has Deadpool and Wolverine. By the way, guys, come on now, we got the pops. So mine's came in. We're waiting on the other ones so we can do a fun giveaway next week. So we got the Deadpool and Wolverine pops. I actually got mad X-Men Funko Pops. I got a Nightwing over there, Jerry. I got a Cyclops. I got a Storm. So I've been. I even got the Namor one, bro, from Wakanda Forever, which is fire.
Bro, you just got the photo, and I am sending it to you now.
Perfect. And we also got Also, shout out to the Red Carpet. Fun fact, they are doing a Toronto fan premiere right now, and Anthony Mackie's there. Iman Vali is there, the girl that plays Miss Marvel. So a lot of the Marvel stars. But last night, everybody was there. Blake Lively was there. They had everybody at that freaking premiere, man.
It's so crazy to me that that girl Iman, it's her, you know, that's like her first acting job as Miss Marvel. She
Yeah,
absolutely crushed it. I mean, she is one of the best castings and one of the best actors in the MCU. The girl's like 20 something years old, like 21 or
yeah.
something, and it's her first acting job. I mean,
And she's a
incredible.
fan.
Yeah, she's a fan. I'm pretty sure she reads comics. She is the real deal.
Well, she's the one that says that is Earth 19999. That all starts from her.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's the one that said it first. And I think she taught the Feige. That's what I think, but that's just my opinion.
She was like,
and
bro, the
yeah.
616 can't be the MCU. She probably said that.
And I bet you, and I'm pretty sure she wrote some Miss Marvel comics too. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure she
I'm gonna look that up.
Because somebody said that, or she is working on them, or they came out. I forget, but I'm pretty sure Iman, she did some comics.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You see the screenshot I sent you?
Let me see.
It's a screenshot that I took on the Disney Plus app just now. But if you look,
MCU, okay, Multiverse Saga. Okay, so they put that in the Multiverse Saga.
Well, if it's in the Multiverse Saga, that's part of the MCU because the Multiverse Saga.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just shocked that they put that in there. Wow.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, so let's get into our next topic here. So Kevin Feige was asked about a lot of things, so we got to go through that. Kevin Feige talked about the Eternals, and what Kevin Feige has said is that there are no immediate plans for the Eternals. This is not a surprise to someone like me, to be honest, mostly because of the fact that, that the Eternals, as much as Jerry and I adore that film, it wasn't received well by fans. And it seems like Feige and them didn't really have a plan for the Eternals after, this film. And I would also like to note that, this Eternals film has such a dynamite cast. And, it kind of sucks that, that we haven't gotten anything new now. Den of Nerds has, talked about, and he and Den of Nerds said that, that he thinks that the Eternals are going to be in the Avengers films and that we might get 3 separate teams going at it. But coming from the mouth himself, Kevin Feige, there are no immediate plans. So do you think so? First off, how do you feel about, Kevin Feige saying that he has no immediate plans for them at the moment?
It's tough because I really like the Eternals, the movie, and the characters. I don't think they were managed well. And I also think that I think people have been too harsh on the MCU in the Multiverse Saga.
100%.
And I think that because of that, it became like a trend to criticize the MCU for a bit. And I think the Eternals was released during that trend, and people were just way too harsh on the movie. And I actually think that Eternals was very unique for an MCU movie. It was a different kind of story. It was incredible. And I think that fans also weren't really ready for the Eternals. And I think that it fell victim to the time it came out. And I also think that the sequel is falling a victim to 2 things. Number one, poor reception of the Eternals. Fans didn't respond well to it. And number 2, I know, we're talking about the MCU going all out with the Avengers and the X-Men at the same time, but considering they're talking about doing the Secret Wars, doing Avengers, doing Fantastic Four, and the X-Men, it's not the right time for Eternals 2 amongst all of that. So I think those 2 things led Marvel to make the decision to shelve the Eternals. Here's the problem, though. If they're shelving the Eternals sequel now, are they ever going to do it? Yeah. If you're not going to do it now, it doesn't seem like the time is going to be right at some point in the future. That's my other thing.
Yeah. This is what I think is happening. I think Kevin Feige is going to divide them up and not do another Eternals film, but they're going to be with people. So I can see some Eternals going with the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I wouldn't mind. I can see some maybe joining an Avengers team, doing something but like that. So I think that they might be separated, or you just go in the direction of they're just villains. They just come as a superpower team and just wreck everybody. And then maybe like the Celestials have done something to their minds where they're back to Earth to try to conquer. Then they might come back and then they all team up together. I think that'll be something nice. But it does suck that there's no media plans. But it's apple and oranges. Do you want X-Men or the Eternals? Right? We're going to choose X-Men every time. Do you want Fantastic Four or the Eternals? We're going to choose the F4. Every single time. So, and that's just what happens when you don't utilize the big IPs that you have now. There should have been a fantastic, like where the Eternals came out, there should have been a Fantastic Four or a X-Men film. Maybe Deadpool 3 could have been the movie following Avengers Endgame. Who knows? But I think that if they do scratch it, they will never get a cast that good ever again. And I think that a lot of people won't come back. And at that point, like, there's no way Angelina Jolie's coming back, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that I don't think she would not come back. And I don't think that Marvel ties themselves to characters because of who was cast, because they have wasted plenty of great actors on small roles.
Here we go. Christian Bale, just say it.
Christian Bale is like literally the greatest actor next right under Leo DiCaprio. Christian Bale is number 2, and they wasted him. They wasted him on the second to worst movie of the entire MCU. And it just
he's not second best, but he's a great actor. He's not second best.
Who would you say is the second best actor? By the way, and we say second best because if you disagree that Leo isn't the greatest actor, you're out of your mind.
I'm going Leo. I'm going Denzel. I'm going Bale. And then anyone else after that, I don't care.
Listen, I'm not throwing any disrespect on Denzel because Denzel deserves to be up there. However, I just think with Christian Bale's range, like, that puts him above.
I
think you
just
I don't agree. You just don't want to tell me that Christian Bale, but it's like part of your personality to hate on the Dark Knight. So it's like the people who have to pretend they like the Acolyte because they like the agenda. You got to pretend.
And look, and this is how I feel about I despise the Joker, and you know that. I despise the Joker.
I didn't know you despised the Joker. I thought you just didn't like the Dark Knight.
No.
Crazy to me that
no. I'm saying the Joker movie with Joaquin. Like, I despise those two films.
I didn't even watch the trailer for the second one. Musical, get out of here.
But I'm just not a villain movie guy. I think they are cancer to the superhero content, my personal opinion. With that being said, I am happy about the fact that the Joker movie is going to give James Gunn more capital to build his DCU. Like, I see the vision of why James Gunn didn't cancel it, because he knows that this is going to be $1 billion movie, which helps him put more money into his projects.
I don't know if it's going to be $1 billion movie, actually. I think
it is, bro.
I think it has a couple things going for it, but I also think the fact that it's a musical is a bit.
But it was the fastest trailer they had that grew to 1 million today.
Oh, wow.
Like, it got to 1 million it got to 1 million in less than a half hour.
I never, ever had a conversation with my dad about how much I hate musicals. You know how much I hate musicals.
Mm-hmm.
I never spoke about that. When I saw the first Joker with my dad, and listen, we thought it was great. I thought it was a good movie. Like, I really enjoyed it. My dad was not expecting to like it, and he was like, whoa, I thought this was like a superhero thing. It's not at all. And then when I told him Joker 2 is a musical, I swear to God, he goes, musical? Why the fuck would they do that? Like, he was just like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He was like pissed, And I think that like most like normal movie fans are going to have that reaction.
I disagree, bro. There's a lot of people. I know mad people that's like that's not like weird. I won't say weird, but like I know mad people that's like into it, bro. And I wouldn't have thought that they would. Like I know mad.
There's also
Like, bro,
a lot of people that are into like theater and Broadway. So but like, do those people want to see a movie about the Joker? I don't know.
yes, bro. Everyone's going except us. Like literally, we're the only people not going. Like I'm not going to see that movie. I
That's
will not
crazy
cover
to
it.
me.
I promise.
Oh
But
my god,
yeah.
I would never sit in a musical for 2 hours. Oh my god, I would.
I told you we're bringing Matt on to cover it for that segment, bro. We're not doing it, bro.
I'm shocked Matt wants to watch it because Matt
Bro.
hates on everything. And if there's anything to hate on, it's musicals. They sing about everything. I mean, imagine waking up in the morning and singing like I'm going to work. Like
now I'm a musical guy.
corny.
Okay, I do like musicals though. I like musicals, but the Joker musical, I'm not really feeling it. But that's just personally. Now, all right, Ethan is on, so I'm about to add him on. My boy, my dog. What's up, baby?
Hello, gentlemen. Welcome. Hello. Great to be here.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Ethan.
to meet you, brother. Ethan, this is Jerry, my co-host. Jerry, this is Ethan. This is my boy.
Pleasure to meet you, brother.
You as well. You got a nice setup. We're happy to have you.
Thank you very much. Excited to be here, guys. Talk movies and Deadpool, Star Wars, whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's go for it. I just downed a Bonchon sandwich.
Oh,
had to carve that down real quick. So
I love some Bonchon.
Yeah, I'm fueled up.
Let's
Sounds
go.
fire, but as long as you don't start singing about it, we're all good. I'm just blaming musicals. Yeah.
So, all right, so Ethan, can you just give us tell our fans about your channel, what you do, give us just the landscape of just who you are, just so our fans in here know who you are.
For sure, yeah. So hello, Stevie's fans, the millions of fans I'm sure that are here. So for me right now, slowly actually changing my channel up to be kind of movie centric focus. So breaking movie news, when it comes to superhero stuff, kind of really anything that I like, I'm going to review or check out. That's kind of what I'm going to movie content wise on my channel. My channel used to be short films, guest interviews or podcasts. The podcast was kind of all over the place. So I'm kind of going into this more. I need to find my niche. And Stevie here is one of the, I was inspired by his content. So I was like, I need to niche down my channel because again, my stuff was short films, podcasts, vlogs. And I was like, what is the one thing that I like talking about for hours? And that was movie stuff. So if everyone wants to go on Ethan Hunt Productions on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to start every week now, dropping movie videos, movie news. There's also an Instagram page, Ethan Hahn Movie News, where we'll be also posting some stuff there. So yeah.
Could you spell it out and post it as a comment, and then we'll put it on the screen for you?
Yep,
sure can.
I'm also guys. After we get done, I'm going to add his YouTube also in our title. So all you gotta do is just tap his name and then sub. So please.
Did I do that right? I typed it in that chat. Was that right?
I'm about to just add it.
I don't see it.
Comment. Hold on. He sent it.
Oh, I put it in the. Oh, I see. Oh,
there's no worries, bro. I'm about to comment it right now. Here you go.
Got it. Okay.
Boom. There we go. Showing everywhere for you guys. Okay.
Very cool. Appreciate that.
I don't see it. Oh, I meant like this.
Oh yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Let's
get it. Perfect. So Ethan, just to catch you up. So first off, how are you feeling about Deadpool and Wolverine coming out? And we're seeing it together. So but how do you feel about it, bro? What's going on in your brain?
Boys, this is going to be the greatest course correction that I think Marvel will ever do. I think the MCU is going to come back. With everything in Phase 4, the recent movies we've been seeing, to me, it's felt like homework. That's also how I feel about Star Wars too, but that's another topic. But with everything MCU-wise, everything has felt like homework for me to watch. There's been a few things that I've enjoyed, but this has been the first time ever since Endgame that I've been excited for a Marvel movie. Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm telling you, man, I think this is the course correction we needed. Arguably, a thought I was having is perfectly timed when them getting, of course, Fox Studios and then them seeing where they're at. I'm sure Ryan Reynolds was just like, Hugh wants to do it. He called me. I know exactly what we're going to do. Bring the TVA on, and then let's just reboot everything, Fox Universe, wipe things out, and start fresh.
So you weren't excited for Ant-Man when you knew it was the introduction to Kang the Conqueror?
I was hopeful. The thing for me is I wasn't too familiar with Kang. I knew about Kang through Earth's Mightiest Heroes and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, all right. That villain's going to be making his
So you're not a comics guy.
Not a big comics guy, big movie guy, not a big
Okay.
comics guy. Exactly. Yeah. So when I heard about Quantumania, I was like, I remember when things started dropping, I'm like, oh, it has potential. Bill Murray's in it. It's going to be some crazy stuff. Quantumania, Ant-Man and the Wasp, here we go. And when you watch it, I'm like, okay, Spy Kids 5. Cool. Let's just see if we can go with there. So interesting stuff. But yeah, everything kind of phase forwards had its ups and downs. But again, Deadpool and Wolverine, I think, is the course correction we need. And it's gonna put us in the right direction for sure.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going
great way to put it as a course correction. You know, we were wondering. We've been going back and forth whether the course correction was a myth that we created in our own minds. We weren't sure. You know.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. Now let's read some text. Chicks, Eternals was not a bad concept. It was just poorly executed. Ethan, did you like the Eternals?
The Eternals. I mean, I'll be straightforward. I didn't love it. I feel like it was trying to be too different. It was really going for the more serious vibe. I feel like sometimes I was watching like a Zack Snyder movie, which again might not be a bad thing in some sense, but
so it's funny you say that because the director, I think her name's Chloe Zhao, she said she was inspired by Zack Snyder with Eternals.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like with the MCU, like you can have your serious elements, and that's perfectly fine. But I feel like that movie itself, like you strayed away a little too much from the formula, and I feel like movies like that, especially in this grand universe that you've created, you're overthinking it a little too much. Like at the end of the day, like I mean, just give me superheroes doing superhero crap. And like some cool one-liners, give us what the fans want, just entertaining stuff. Now it had its like pluses. Like I thought some of the fight scenes were awesome in that scene, in that movie, like the speedster and stuff like that. And like I can't even remember their names. That goes to show how much I like the movie. But the character, the fight scenes, everything I thought were cool. But to me, that's the stuff that kind of stuck out. Nothing else really.
You know, the thing for me is I think it's interesting because I think it's similar with Kang. Like I think that a lot of people think Kang was a failure for the MCU, and a lot of people think Eternals and all of Phase 4 was a failure. And you know, there's a lot of talk about how they got to go back to the tried and true. And for the most part, I agree. However, you know, as a big comics guy myself, like one thing that's cool about the Marvel Comics universe is that they have a bunch of different ongoing stories that all coexist in the same universe. Like, for example, right now, there's a big crossover event going on called Blood Hunt, but every other character, some of them have tie-ins, some don't, some have big stories going on in their own, like solo Spider-Man line, for example. And, you know, I would love to see the MCU get to a place where they could do an Avengers movie and then have another like big X-Men movie, and maybe eventually it leads into one big crossover. And I also thought it would be great if the MCU could get to a place where they can take risks and they can do different things. Like, for example, The Batman is a very different type of comic book movie. It's like a unicorn. And, you know, I think the MCU, it would be awesome if it got to a point where they could do movies that are very different. And I think it's very difficult for them to do it because you have this huge fan base that's grown accustomed to your tried and true formula. And now it's going to be even much harder to get anything like that to get into production, because I think people are going to look back, especially at Disney and at Marvel Studios, on Phase 4 and be like, well, you tried to do it, it didn't really work. And I don't think that the reason it didn't work is because the concept didn't work. Rather, I think that they had a lot of people that were working on these movies that, quite frankly, didn't put that tender love and care into it like they should have. And they needed to have, you know, higher quality people that, and I'm not saying that is like a diss to the people working on it, but, you know, I forget who, but there was someone that like was a part of one of these movies, or The Acolyte's a perfect example, even though it's not MCU. Like, they obviously don't like Star Wars. They didn't watch all of Star Wars. They weren't responsible to the lore. And you need to have people who they don't have to necessarily read comics, but like if you are about to make a Spider-Man movie, you better do your homework once you got the job and read the source material.
100%.
And I think that you had a lot of people working on these movies who didn't do their homework, who weren't responsible, were happy to get a paycheck and their name associated with Marvel for their career, and that was it, you know? And if you look at, you know, pre-Endgame, that was not the case. You had people like Jon Favreau, Robert Downey Jr. making Iron Man movies and, you know, making it look like it was so real and people fell in love with these characters. And that's just not the case. And they made a lot of poor decisions. I mean, don't even get me started on, you know, Shuri and not recasting T'Challa, Gore, you know, and wasting Christian Bale and ruining Thor. We could go on, but I think everyone here and everyone watching gets the point.
For sure. For sure. All right. Next chat. I would be excited for a second movie, honestly, if it was done well, somehow tied the current story. Yep. So I said that I think that they're either going to separate them. So like some of them might join the Guardians of the Galaxy because they need some guys over there. Some of them might join the Avengers. I think they might separate, or they just turn them evil, and then the X-Men and whoever's on our Earth have to just deal with them. Maybe that's the thing. Who knows? We'll see. Same, I get flack for my friend for hating the Joker movie. Yeah, exactly, bro. I mean, look, man, I am not the biggest Joker movie.
Were y'all weren't big fans? The Joker movie?
He liked the Joker one. So my problem with the Joker, bro, is that is the Joker a good movie? It is a good movie, but I don't like the idea of villain movies in general. I just feel like why would you, because now you're making up things about the character, and my fear always was now that James Gunn's there, like I'm cool, but because I know that James Gunn would never do this. But with the old leadership at WB, what would have happened was the Joker would have been successful, and the next thing you know, he's on the freaking Justice League and he's a superhero. Like that's how stupid those people at WB were. And you know, definitely with someone like Zack Snyder, who knows what that man would have done, you know, with the freaking Joker. You know, so like that was my issue. You know, and with the Joker too, I love musicals, but like why would you make that a musical? You know, and that's kind of what I don't. And like the whole Harley Quinn thing with, and I think Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn is a great casting. I really do, but I'm just not feeling the villain. Like to me, what completes the Joker, bro, is the Batman. Like the Batman is the reason why the Joker goes to, you know, just levels of moral bad. Like he does that to beat the Batman, and without that motivation, how does that story compel someone? And that's kind of where I'm at. But Warner Brothers, it is also a genius idea because they took a trending topic, which is mental health, and they use that to push it. And so I made a joke earlier. I was like, who knows? You know, we might get a freaking.
They also knocked off a cult classic favorite called Taxi Driver. You know, so like there wasn't that much risk considering the movie they knocked off, and just, you know,
Warner Brothers, they were just trying to, like, I think they were losing, and they were just like, let's just see what happens. It was that kind of reaction. I feel like it was all knee-jerk reactions, and I think Joker was an outcome of that. And the movie, it's a good movie. I agree. Yeah, Stevie said it's a good movie, but I feel like unnecessary. We didn't need it. It's there.
100%.
I enjoy it, but we didn't need it. Joker's great with Batman. Yeah.
100%.
And I hate the Oscars. I hate award shows. I think they're all fake, and none of them are based on merit. But, you know, I'm not oblivious to the fact that the film industry is obsessed with them, and it's like the biggest deal in the world to them. But didn't
100%.
Joaquin Phoenix win an Oscar or something for
He did.
Joker?
He won some award for it. I forget, but he did go on a run. He did win a couple.
Yeah.
Let's see. Plus, I think the way the Eternals ended really well with the Celestials taking some of them away. It can create a compelling story with the Celestials that can fit into the further plot. Hey, look, chicks, don't be shocked if they're in the Fantastic Four too, and they're going to use Franklin, and it's going to connect to Galactus. Don't be shocked if that's where they go with it. All my friends,
I don't think it's
Joker 2. and I'm only going because I was invited to go. Yeah. I don't know if there's a reason, but do you think James Gunn, DCU, and Superman 2025 is a potential reason for the major course correction of the MCU? I think that the biggest issue was the Marvel's bombing, and Bob Iger talked about that. And Bob Iger put out a statement when the Marvels bombed that and we cover this extensively. Bob Iger said out of his own mouth that they are going to be focusing on characters that are popular, on teams of characters that are popular. So I think that's more so what made the MCU course correct, was Bob Iger coming in and kind of putting things back on track. But I mean, I don't, and this is no diss to James Gunn, I don't think Kevin Feige is even worried about the DCU, because Superman, we got to see a trailer first, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and we champion Superman. I love Corn Sweat, I love the suit, but we got to see a trailer before we talk about. I mean, we got the Infinity Saga, yo. That's the Infinity Saga is the greatest thing to ever touch any TV, any movie screen, and we cannot. All of you guys agree with me here. The Infinity Saga is the greatest thing to ever touch the screen of all time, and we might not see something as great as that. We lived through probably the greatest time in movie history.
Yeah, the hope is that Secret Wars tops it. And listen, if you don't want the Secret Wars to top it, like, that's just crazy, because you've already seen Infinity War and Endgame. Why wouldn't you want the next big movie to be better?
Yeah. Dang, 32 people in here. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is a lot for us. We usually average like 20, like 19 or 20.
Yeah.
32 is crazy.
Yeah, getting up there.
Wow. We are here. Peak is here. Brendan still refused to watch Eternals. Haha. Of course you do. Haven't watched anything MCU after Love and Blunder. Oh gosh. Spider-Man, Venom, Kingpin, Punisher, Street. Oh, bro, man. That Punisher show. Oh, I can't wait till next year. All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to we have a fill docket. We need to get through this. Okay. And Ethan, we'll let you go first. So Feige talks about the futures for Wolverine and Deadpool. I'm going to read this quote. It says, as we sit here talking, and the movie comes out in a week, and the movie's been finished for a couple of weeks, there's certainly been a lot of discussion of that was fun. What should we do next? So as you see, Kevin Feige is obviously expecting to do more stuff with Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. Ethan, how do you feel about Deadpool and Wolverine possibly, ending up in the MCU after this film? We're not sure, or even the fact that, we are going to see Deadpool and Wolverine a lot more in the MCU.
I think it is like you put fuel on the fire. Like, we got them here. We got Hugh Jackman's back. We got him in the MCU. That's exactly what all the fans wanted. They know that's what the fans wanted. So whether part of me is guessing or theorizing that in this movie we're going to meet the MCU mutants, hopefully, or get some sort of idea of where it's going to go. So whether Hugh Jackman's part of that or not, I kind of hope he is. And then maybe in Secret Wars or something, like, there's a transition in some sort of multiverse way that we find out it's an actor playing another Logan, because again, Hugh Jackman's getting up there in age. But I think, Ryan Reynolds, he can do this for years to come. Put him in the X-Men movies, put him in an X-Force movie, Avengers movies, just keep him going. I mean, Hugh Jackman, at the end of the day, I just want Hugh Jackman to do this to the day. I mean, Ryan Reynolds made a joke. He's going to do it till he's 90. Like, I think that'll be great. Like, just keep going, whatever. Old man Logan, go back to that. But at the end of the day, I think, put them in the X-Men movies, keep the train going. And then eventually, when you got a transition, again, we got the multiverse, show us the new cast of X-Men. We already kind of got an idea of a new universe with the Marvels, which, again, not one of my favorite movies, but we saw Beast. We saw that there's a new X-Men universe out there. Maybe this Logan is from that universe. Expand on that specific X-Men universe. Go from there. But man, I'm just saying, keep them on board, keep it going, because I mean, Deadpool Wolverine, this is gonna knock it out of the park. And what better way? I mean, we're gonna see them cross over with a bunch of cameos in this movie. We know that for a fact. It's gonna be like hundreds 100%. Of cameos. It's gonna be crazy. So let's sprinkle them throughout the universe. So we have them now. Like, part of me is like, you have them, don't lose them. Like, don't not use them anymore. Put them in the future projects.
Yeah.
I think we're going to meet new mutants or X-Men for the MCU that aren't older cast members from the Fox universe. At least one.
This movie, You think we'll see
in this movie?
Yeah.
This movie, because Feige said this is the beginning of the mutants era. I think it's hard to have the beginning of the mutants era without any new, fresh casted mutants. And as far as Deadpool, I also think that they'll, have Ryan Reynolds come back. I don't know, how much he'll want to be involved, but I think when it's fun and something exciting for him, I think he's going to want to be there. And I would love for X-Force. X-Force is so cool. Like, for those of you that don't know, X-Force is a smaller team of X-Men mutants that do like Black Ops, off the books, crazy type of missions. And I would love for them to do an X-Force movie or like an X-Force franchise. You don't just have to have big X-Men movies. You could do X-Force and, maybe even Marauders or things like that. But I think that if we're just going to get one other X thing other than X-Men, and if you're listening, Marvel Studios, please make it X-Force because they are so cool.
I mean, we are rumored to have George Washington Bridge. So, I mean,
yeah.
Anything is possible right now, and I agree with everything that you guys. I mean, bring them on. I mean, they should be involved in a lot. We actually, Ethan, we actually did a video last night because there was a rumor going around that X-23 is going to be the Wolverine of the MCU, and we were like, oh, heck no, gosh no, like let's not do that. Hope this rumor is not true. So and I think Hugh Jackman should stay to kick off the X-Men, and I think he should then hop off and we just do a recast and call it a day. But yeah, man. But Ryan, keep him forever. I mean, because he wears a mask, so you can always, like, if he does get old enough, he can still voice the character. I'm more than sure Pedro Pascal doesn't even put on the Mandalorian suit at this point.
Also, his age is going to be covered by all the scarring makeup to his face anyway.
Exactly. I mean, same with like Robert, playing Stark. Like, he don't got to do nothing, bro. Like, and Robert even said, I remember this like it was yesterday. He said, once the mask goes on, I'm out. Like, he said, you do not catch me on set when the mask goes on. So, like, I mean, it's just facts, bro. Yeah, right.
By the way,
I'm not right.
There is no way that Hugh Jackman is going to be the Wolverine going forward in the MCU.
You think there's no way?
Yeah, I think there's no way.
How much longer do you think we're going to see him? Curious.
I think this is going to be it. I think this is his farewell.
You don't think he's not? So you think it's not going to be a Secret Wars?
Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe we'll see him in Secret Wars, maybe. But I think that Wolverine.
Don't be surprised.
I think Wolverine is going to be recasted, and I think that going forward in the MCU, when they finally make like an X-Men movie or whatever, the next project that you see Wolverine in after Deadpool and Wolverine, I think it's going to be a different actor. 100%.
And it starts my mind because with Secret Wars, it does deal with the multiverse, right? Like, it deals with different universes coming in. So all those rumors. So it's not crazy to think that he's there, and it's also not crazy to think Toby might show up, right? Do you guys think that? Also, in Secret Wars.
Yes. Toby and Andrew will show up.
It's not a crazy concept to say that they'll show up back with Hugh Jackman. Okay.
No. Secret Wars, it's not. But I think like the main story leading into Secret Wars, coming out of Secret Wars, I think that the X-Men are going to be a big centerpiece. I know that they're going to be a big centerpiece. And I think that they're going to tell a major story around the mutants. And I think in that story, we're going to have a different actor playing Wolverine.
Do you think we meet the new Wolverine in this movie? Or no, not yet?
No. They're not going to want to diminish Hugh Jackman and send it off.
Yeah, I disagree. I think he's going to be here until Secret Wars. And he's going to help launch the X-Men. Here's the question that I struggle with.
Big bet to make.
Yeah, a big bet that I'm standing on, okay? But here's the part that messes up my brain. Who the heck is going to be Professor X and Magneto? Yeah, I want them to bring back Fast B and freaking McAvoy. I think those were the perfect castings.
And they're still young enough. They're still young enough.
Yeah.
Because they were, and you got to remember, they were casted in this prequel universe, and that's like only 10 years ago. And they were young then. So they're not like, Magneto and Professor X are older mutants comparatively to the other characters. So
yeah,
totally
that's a
do
good
it.
point. Like you could just use them for years, like McAvoy and Fassbender, man. Like because it's one of those roles. I mean, other roles have been too. It's one of those roles that just was perfectly casted twice. With of course,
Yeah. Two
And
of
you
the
can-
best
yeah.
comic book castings of all time. Easy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
both of them.
Crazy.
Both of them. All right, let's use some chats and we'll hit this next topic. I don't know if this is a wait. We already talked about that. Okay. Wait. So Hugh is staying, but everyone else is recasted. I don't know how I feel about that. It seems off. That would be like James Gunn getting a new Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Lantern, but keep Cavill suits. I mean, the multiverse solves all, my brother. I mean, and that's
No,
what it's looking like. In my opinion, it's looking like Hugh Jackman is going to be with the new X-Men. And I, as much as the Marvels is an annoying movie, the end credit scene was a perfect setup. I think that's wherever they are, I think that's where he's going to end up at.
Yeah.
I see something as to where the X-Men are calling out to him, Logan, come home, and I see him walking through a portal. This isn't a spoiler. This is my theory. I see him walking through a portal, and then he's with Monica Rambeau and them. I see something like that happening, personally. So. And I think he's going to be there until Secret Wars, man. And they should keep him until Secret Wars because Hugh Jackman got done dirty in the early 2000s wearing them stupid black costumes. So he deserves to have one final run before he calls it quits. Say something, I dare.
Fun
Go
fact. No, I'm just gonna say fun fact.
ahead. They're going to try
Fox used black leather suits in the early X-Men movies because they were like, well, they wore black leather in the Matrix, and the Matrix did well. So
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah.
So stupid, bro. Ugh.
Yeah. You know.
And they threw a shot at him wearing yellow in the movie. Remember that? In X-Men 1, they were like, yeah, like we're not wearing yellow.
Oh,
suits.
Yeah, about the spandex.
Yeah. I thought you meant a shot of him wearing.
Oh no, I mean
yellow
like they
leather.
threw shots at him.
Yeah.
By the way, Feige confirmed Tony Stark is coming back today. He did not confirm Tony Stark is coming back today. That's not what he said, okay? Brendan, what Feige said is they asked, let me just read you the quote because I literally have it here, bro. Where's it at? I literally read it like not too long ago. I have all these freaking posts saved. I'm losing my mind here. Oh my gosh, Brendan. Hold on one second.
Well, on that topic, while you're looking for it, I don't know if you guys already talked about it, but when it comes to the cameos in the movie, do you think we're gonna see as far as like the OG Avengers cast make appearances? Like example, like a Tony Stark. Do you think Robert RDJ showed up on set for this film? And like
No.
I don't think
Someone
he
did though, but I don't want to speak on it.
What's that?
Someone did, but I don't want to speak on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm good because yeah, but let's just leave it there. Let's leave it.
Yeah. Okay.
But just know somebody did. Someone did, bro. Someone did. Okay, so I can't wait for this movie. All right, Kevin. All right, here we go, Brendan. This is just for you. Kevin Feige on Tony Stark and Steve Rogers possibly returning to the MCU after a game. This is what he said. We're just proud that I think, have figured it out for Wolverine. I think Hugh's appearance and starring role in Deadpool and Wolverine is great, or is a great sign that it can be done if great care is taken. So he didn't say yes or no, but he's saying that I think he figured out how to bring them back if that happens. But RDJ has openly said that he wants to come back. So hopefully, we figured that out. Honestly, to me, it's just easier to keep Hugh up until Secret Wars then post Secret Wars, everyone is recasted. I agree. Or just keep him forever. I'm cool with both. Do y'all think the hype is going? Do you think with the hype going into this, it'll break Endgame's? It will not break Endgame's numbers at all. It will be. It's going too big, but it isn't. I mean, and mind you, Endgame re-released like 4 times. I don't think Deadpool and Wolverine is going to do that.
Oh,
but it is.
Deadpool and Wolverine. No,
yeah.
But Secret Wars
be the biggest film of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: you also have to realize a lot of people got into Marvel through Disney Plus streaming the whole MCU during COVID. And just more time has passed for more people to jump onto the Marvel fan wagon. And I just think that they are selling tickets to a larger fan base than they had before.
Well, dude, they're looking to make $300 million in a weekend. I mean, like the numbers are just, oh my gosh, that's more profitable than the Marvels, which is hilarious. All right, Post Secret Wars, keep RDJ, Evans, Hemsworth as the big three new actors, Wolverine and the X-Men. Keep rebooted at 4 and recast characters that are necessarily Hawk and T'Challa. Yeah, I want T'Challa now. At Brendan be more now. I won't. It will make a lot of money.
Hold on. Go back to Hungry Almighty's last comment for a second.
Go ahead.
If Marvel doesn't make us love the new characters by the time Secret Wars is over, they have failed. If you are still wanting, by the time Secret Wars is over, for RDJ, Chris Evans, and Hemsworth to be the big three coming out of Secret Wars, that's a major failure on Marvel's part. We have the Fantastic Four and a lot of mutants that are probably coming from between now and then. We have Spider-Man. Hopefully they recast T'Challa. I mean, there have to be other characters that get people this excited. And
I disagree.
I think Marvel's dropping the ball big time if that doesn't happen.
I did disagree, man. I think that people just want to see them interact together. I don't necessarily think that it's like they want them more than the other. It's just that like we never got to see RDJ talk to Wolverine or talk to these types of characters.
But here's the thing: if people were really excited about the current roster, I don't think you'd see as many comments like this because a lot of people say stuff like this.
But the roster,
I think they're saying it because they're not. But that's the problem. That's the part of the problem. And I think that if the roster was strong and Marvel didn't need a course correct, so to speak, people wouldn't be saying stuff like this. And I think that's part of the problem. I think this is a symptom of the problem.
Because two questions. Why is Wanda dead? Number one. And number two, why is Doctor Strange not the Sorcerer Supreme? I will never understand. I will never. You killed off one of your most popular characters. You killed off your most popular character at the time, or one of your most popular characters, and then you don't make Doctor Strange the Sorcerer. We still are seeing Wong more than Stephen Strange. Wong drives me. Wong is literally Doctor Strange. It's insane to me. And I like Wong, but man, he was in the She-Hulk and everything.
He's everywhere. He's like the new Nick Fury, just recruiting everybody.
Bro, he was in Shang-Chi. Oh, I can't wait to see Shang-Chi again. Oh man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now, another thing that Kevin Feige said, he said that a special presentation is in the works. He did not say what that special presentation was.
An MCU type presentation or like a Disney Plus special presentation?
A MCU Disney Plus presentation, kind of like what Werewolf by Night was, kind of something.
Okay.
Like that. A lot of people are speculating that this is going to be this is the Silver Surfer MCU special presentation. A lot of people are talking about that. I'm going to say this: if this MCU special presentation is a Norrin Rad one, this will go crazy. It would go nuts for fans. So, how do you guys find this weird that he just said that? Like, because and I say this all the time, so Kevin Feige doesn't really talk much, even when the whole Shia LaBeouf thing, what's going on, the fans were donking on it, he didn't come out like, what James Gunn does and debunk it or speak for it. So do you think that he's signifying that this is a big project in the works since he's just talking about it?
Was he alluding that it was Silver Surfer though? Or is that just
I just looked it up and he said there will be more. You just have to wait. He said before confirming that Marvel is actively developing a new special presentation. Unfortunately, fans will have to wait until at least 2026 to see the new special. Yeah.
And I just find it funny that Fantastic Four is coming out next year. And right after Fantastic Four, if they come in with that Silver Surfer special presentation, I wouldn't be surprised at that. But aside from that character, do you like the idea of the Marvel special presentations? Or do you think they should just stick to just movies and shows and call it a day?
The two we've had so far are the Werewolf by Night and then also Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they're fun. I think I actually enjoy that there can be little, not a whole TV show, because arguably it seems like the production value on it is a little higher than these TV shows too. So you just do little one-offs and it gives an opportunity to kind of expand on different characters. I like Werewolf by Night a lot. I thought I wasn't going to like it. I watched it. I enjoyed it. I want to see more of those two characters go on from there. And then the fact that these are there for little spin-offs like Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Like, we wouldn't probably been able to do that without these little presentations, whatever they're doing. So I'll be honest, to hear that there's another one coming, I couldn't even guess. Like, Silver Surfer is a good one to go off of, but I couldn't even guess where their head's at with that. Because Werewolf by Night was out of nowhere for me. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's no real indicator that it is the Silver Surfer, I think, but we're all hoping it is, obviously. And, I think the special presentation thing is cool. I think anything that allows creatives to have more space is a good thing. And obviously we have movies. Obviously we're still getting shows to a lesser degree. But, if there's a story that they think it's a better idea to tell it in a 1 hour special rather than stretch it into a 6-part series and dilute it, or it's not big enough for a movie, like, that's a good thing. And, comics do this all the time. And Marvel used to actually release them online and call them one-shots. Well, they would put like 10 or 15-minute videos. They're on Disney Plus. Some of them are actually great. But Marvel does that all the time in comics, and they call it a one-shot instead of a series. Like, there was one that just came out about Doctor Doom. It was a Doctor Doom one-shot, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So I think the concept is cool, and I too would like to see more special presentations.
Do you know who I think this? So I think it's going to be Nova. That's what I think it's going to be. Feige confirmed, I think, like 3 days ago that they are doing a Richard Rider Nova project. I don't think that they should do a Nova show, and I think Nova for a Marvel special presentation will be perfect. I would be pretty excited about that, mostly because they hinted to this in Guardians for so long. It will be fun to see. So we'll see. All right, next topic. Okay, so Sean Levy, he said that Mephisto was talked about to be the villain for Deadpool before they, went on the Cassandra Nova wave. Now, if you guys don't know who Mephisto is, let's just talk about. So, if you guys don't know, Mephisto was even supposed to be the villain in WandaVision show. And I remember, because this is when I first started covering superhero stuff, and I remember everybody was making theory videos like there's like little devils behind Wanda. I know y'all remember this. Everybody was like, yo, Mephisto is the villain, and then it was Agatha all along. We were like, we just got robbed. Anyways,
I remember,
but yeah, we literally got robbed of that. So I am happy that Mephisto is not the villain, because I want to see him with Dr. Doom. I think Dr. Doom and Mephisto story is just legendary in comics, and I think that's the route you got to go. I would love to see him in Doctor Strange as well. I think that would be awesome. So, but I say all of that to say, how do you guys feel about Cassandra Nova being the villain in Deadpool 3? Like, do you think she's the perfect bad guy for this film? And did you guys also see? So there was also a photo that was released. Okay. So Cassandra Nova has the freaking. Don't you know that ring?
A little sing ring with like two
but
infinity
on
stones.
the rings there were 2 infinity stones. It was the time stone and the reality stone. And that is insanity, which explains how she's able to portal jump to a bunch of MCU timelines, which also we will probably see Doctor Strange with one of those as well, which is going to change the game a lot, because now he's going to be able to multiverse jump. But topic for another day. So how do you guys feel about Cassandra Nova and them kind of making her now she's able to use magic? Like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, do you guys like her as the bad guy? Or?
I like her as the bad guy. I like that they picked a mutant. She's obviously very smart. I saw some people online saying that the Infinity Stones are from another universe. Like, how the hell do you know that? Like, so yeah, get out of here. Some people are just like, they have no idea like what is real and what's not real, and just in their own head. It's like,
yep, yeah,
that level of stupidity bothers me. And about Mephisto, like, so happy they didn't pick Mephisto. I think he would have been an awful choice. Whoever shot that idea down, props to you. The one place I actually kind of wished Mephisto is, and this is a huge fun fact for you, but in the comics, when Spider-Man, makes the choice for everyone to forget who he is and that he's Peter Parker, it was actually with Mephisto, and it was to save his life. It was to save Aunt May's life, and he literally sold his soul to the devil to save Aunt May. And, you know, it's crazy because he forgot, he lost his relationship with MJ, and a lot of Spider-Man fans are still heated about it to this very day.
Are you for real?
Yeah, like, and it's crazy. And that's why I always say, I'm like, if they're like, oh, well, I just want Peter to be happy and be with MJ. And, and MJ was, with this other guy, Paul, and not married, has kids. And it's like, if you don't understand that the whole point of Spider-Man is that he puts everyone and everything before himself, and he doesn't get to balance it, and he doesn't get to be happy, then you don't understand Spider-Man.
100%. Ethan, do you feel the same? Like, are you happy with Cassandra?
With the Cassandra Nova thing, before I heard anything about this film, I wasn't too familiar with her. But I think putting a character like her makes perfect sense because, again, we're touching with the multiverse thing. We're talking about the TVA. To have all these X-Men characters, like going back to how Mephisto was originally going to be the villain. Again, looking at all these interviews online and Ryan Reynolds talking, like, I don't know how much he's being serious, but again, he said before Hugh Jackman gave him a call, he had no idea where this was going to go. So I'm not surprised that Mephisto was probably an option here. And again, even with Mephisto, I wasn't too familiar until people started talking about the theories of like, oh, that piece of wood back there looks like a devil, Mephisto. So it's like, oh, okay. And then I did my research from there. But pretty much, yeah, with Cassandra Nova, I think it's perfect. Again, relative of Professor Xavier, put her in there. It's the multiverse thing. She's probably going to be there, one and done. Maybe another film, I don't know. But I think she's there for a one and done, just to kind of touch on like this whole thing of, the X-Men. We have all these characters. If you're going to put any obscure X-Men characters, this is the film to put it in. And I think perfect character to do it for it. And just go crazy in this film, Put any obscure X-Men, because there's so many X-Men, dude. Like, just put them all, man. Put them all. Like, have fun in the background. Have people dissect it. Oh, that person's here. That person's here. Why not make the villain a obscure X-Men character that people know, but people don't really know? So yeah, like I'm on board with it. And a relative Professor Xavier, it's gonna be some crazy shit, man.
1,000%. 1,000%. Okay, let's read some chats and then we're going to get to the next topic because we gotta talk some Batman. There's a lot of Batman stuff that's been coming out, man. So let's see. We already said that. Wait. The thing is, I still think whether it's RDJ or a new actor, we will have an Iron Man post-Secret Wars. Yeah, I think we will. I think it's gonna be RDJ though. I don't think they're gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna do that. That would cause so much drama.
Yeah.
And I say this without. I'm not trying to be crude. RDJ has to die for someone else to take that role. Just saying. And that role might not be. They might chalk that if he ever passed away at this time. Just saying.
God forbid he does. I hope they recast it. I love Robert Downey Jr. I love Iron Man, but we got to rip the Band-Aid off with these recastings. People got to get over it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry, here you go. Hunger Almighty. I heavily do not agree with the whole Spider-Man having to be miserable thing. Like, I understand Spider-Man is supposed to be, but sometimes writers take it way too far. Cough, cough, Paul.
Listen, I just think that's the whole thing, is that he doesn't get to balance his life. Like, that's the cost of being Spider-Man. And, I think that as the reader, it's easy to fall into wanting to see Peter be happy because, we read Spider-Man, we watch Spider-Man because we love Spider-Man. He is an everyday New Yorker. What's not to love about a character like him, especially, such a classic character that, we've been with for so long. We've played video games. We've seen animated movies. We've seen regular movies. We've watched TV shows. I mean, he is like probably the most popular comic book character of all time. Yeah. But having said that, I'm standing firm on that's the whole thing. That's the cost. He has to balance, not being so great at his job and having issues with his job, having issues, being there for family members and being there for a girlfriend. And, every piece of Peter Parker entertainment we've ever experienced is that balance and him failing to have that balance. And the cost is his happiness. Listen, I would like to see Peter be happy too. I'm not like, oh yeah, Peter, you don't get to be happy. Like, no, but like I also understand that that's the point of Spider-Man, and I'm standing firm on it because it's not just what I believe; it's the harsh truth.
Perfect. All right. Now let's get to some Glenn Powell, and Ethan, I'm gonna have you start this off. So just to let you guys know, so there's been a lot of stuff going on X. Now if you don't know what X is, it's what Twitter was. X is where I reside. Jerry resides. Ethan, are you on X or no?
I'm not. That's something I'm actually considering because with the whole movie news stuff, I know that's probably a good place to promote. So not
X
on
is
our
the it's the best social media app in the game right now. I really believe that.
It is. And like we have a nice little like universe going on our side effects where we're like debating fans and going against the Snyder cult. It's pretty fun. Yeah, Ethan, you would get yourself, man, you would have fun, man. I'm telling you. There's another guy that's in this game. His name is Slav. And now Slav is like anti-acolyte. I'm pretty sure he's recording right now about the acolyte. I know he was live earlier, but like Star Wars is his baby. So he took the acolyte thing like pretty hard. But yeah, I gotta introduce you to Slav. But we have our little verse, so we can't wait for you to hop on next. It's gonna be fun.
He was literally live 3 hours ago. Why did the acolyte have to suck so bad?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's only gonna talk about this for the next 3 months. I just don't Slav. Slav does not stop. He's at least done 30 acolyte videos since episode 1. No lie. He's a savage. All right, but yeah, so Glenn Powell. Someone posted on X, they were like, isn't it odd that Glenn Powell fouled Andy Muschietti, James Gunn, and a lot of people were like questioning what is going on. And so there's been a rumor that's been speculating that people have been saying that he's casted in the DCU, and a lot of people who confirm Corn Sweat were saying that Glenn Powell is in talks to be cast as the Batman for the DCU. Now, for me personally, this does throw me off because I did think they were trying to cast a little older, so that's why I was going in like the Jensen Ackles direction. But Ethan, could you see Glenn Powell as the next Batman?
Batman is probably my third hero I would see him as. For me, I would see him as a lot of people are Booster Gold, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and then Batman. That's actually, I like Batman. I can see him as it. It's not my first pick for him though. Kind of like you said too. Like I don't know if it's the age range you're looking for. I mean, we've seen him act in a lot of movies recently. The dude's killing it. I saw Twisters recently. I enjoyed it a lot. So he's definitely charismatic on screen, all that stuff. But I feel like he's a little too clean cut, like fancy boy. I don't like, and I feel like Batman, there's kind of more grit to it. So either get him as a Booster Gold because he's really good at playing cocky characters. Get him as Booster Gold or a Hal Jordan Green Lantern. I'm all for that. But Batman, for me, it's kind of more towards but not one of my first picks. And I couldn't even tell you who my first pick is for this new Batman thing. Like right now, I'm still kind of shifting in my head who I would want for it. But Glenn Powell's not first on my list for sure. Yeah. Like he's definitely down there. Like there's other superheroes you could play. Yeah,
I do think Powell will be a great Hal Jordan.
Yeah,
he will be a great Hal, man.
And I think they're looking for a younger one too, and he's around that age range. Or no, John Stewart's the younger.
No,
they want an older Hal. They want a older Hal and a
other way around. You're right. You're right. So
it probably wouldn't happen.
I don't know. Yeah,
but he would be a really good prime Hal Jordan, though, dude. He would.
Yeah.
I would love to see him play Hal Jordan. Listen, there are a lot of times an actor is cast as someone and everyone freaks out and they don't think it's fitting. And a lot of those times I see the actor and I'm like, I see the vision and I don't think everyone else does yet. And I feel like this actor is going to surprise everyone, or I think everyone's wrong. It's happened with Daniel Craig as James Bond. It happened with Robert Pattinson as Batman. I also don't think Pedro Pascal is a great Fantastic Four. Reed Richards, Stevie, I'm going to tell you, he disagrees before, you could see the grin. He couldn't even hold it in, but I do.
Wrong.
I love Glenn Powell. I'm a big fan of his. I even think he's probably a great guy in real life. I mean, he said he's like, Hollywood's too fake for me. I'm moving to Texas. I mean, that sounds like my kind of guy. And, I just don't see him as Batman. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I also don't think it means he's casted as Batman because he followed a couple of people on Instagram. I
Yeah,
know people
right.
pay attention to what celebrities do, and I think he might, he might have taken advantage of that because he knows and it keeps his name being talked about. So,
what if he's
listen,
Deathstroke? Who knows? I mean, he could be.
Yeah,
He's
who
gonna be
knows?
involved in DC
Exactly.
some
Which-
capacity. Yeah.
He could be
and we
Nightwing.
know-
Who knows? Who knows?
We know Deathstroke was a choice. And by the way, if he is Nightwing, guess what? Everyone's, he's blonde. He could dye his hair. Or he could
Yeah,
just be
right.
blonde. But I just think Hal Jordan is the perfect character for him. And there is not a better fit for Glenn Powell in the DCU. He is the perfect choice. And he's I think he's 39 or 44. I know it's a big swing, but I know he's around there, which is pretty much what they said they're looking for with Hal Jordan. Yeah, it's exactly what they're.
He's that older?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, bro, he what? Yo, he was in the freaking Dark. He was in the Dark Knight Rises.
He
was that rich kid that got his head slammed, right?
He
is old.
35. He's 35. So
he's
was
in
wrong
prime.
on that. Okay. Yeah, but still, and that might be I'm gonna look up what they were looking for. Hold on, how old or what?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said late 30s, early 40s. I think that's what they said for Hal Jordan. I forget.
And it's the perfect idea too, man. That's exactly what I want. A buddy cop Green Lantern space show movie.
Dude.
It was.
I am just bro. I'm like the biggest Green Lantern fan.
That show is going to be
legendary.
It's going to be.
It is going to be legendary.
To have both of them there, and the fact that Guy Gardner exists too. I don't know if he'll make an appearance, but just to have all the Green Lanterns there, yes, 100,000%, yes.
How do you feel about Guy Gardner? Oh, go.
I also really want them to. I want Damson Idris to be casted in a comic book movie, and I think he would be a perfect Kang. But I also think he might be able to crush it as Jon Stewart.
No.
He'd have to put on some size for sure. Damson Idris. Did you watch Snowfall? He is the main character in Snowfall. Franklin Saint. That's the character he plays. Yeah. Snowfall is incredible, by the way. If you haven't watched it, you absolutely should. It's a great show. It's nothing to do with comic books or anything, but it's great.
Yeah. So I want Damson Idris as the Black Panther. I don't really want him as I think he would be a better T'Challa. I think that's the perfect guy because he has the star power and he has the and to be honest, and a lot of people might hate, he will be a better actor than Chadwick.
He does not have the star power Chadwick had. That's for sure. I don't even know if Damson.
He's big. He's famous, dude. He's really famous.
But Chadwick Boseman famous? I don't think he's.
Bro, I don't think Chadwick's that big, bro. Black Panther is what made him big, and I think that Damson could do it. And to be honest, and y'all don't want to hear it, I think Damson is a better actor than Chadwick. I ain't gonna lie.
He's actually gonna be in a movie called F1 coming out next year. And he is the second listed actor, which is a big deal on Google. But you know who the star is? Brad Pitt. And that movie is going to put him on the map because I know him from a TV show. Okay.
He's with Brad Pitt.
Listen, he's a great actor. And I've said this to you, Stevie. He is going to be a bona fide star. I have no doubt about it. But him being the number 2 under Brad Pitt next year is a big deal. And they better pick him up now because after that movie comes out, they're going to owe him a bigger bag.
F1. I guess that's a car. Yeah, that's definitely a car movie.
Yeah, it's a racing movie, Formula 1.
Yeah, he's literally going to be like how Jonathan, like Glenn Powell, Jonathan Majors, Pedro Pascal, bro. Pedro and freaking Glenn Powell, they're in everything. Pedro was literally in every project possible. This dude's in Gladiator. He's in Fantastic Four. He's in The Last of Us. He's in Mandalorian. Glenn Powell is just pooping out movies. It's insanity, bro. It really is.
By the way, people were trying to say the age of the movie star is dead. Not really.
Bro, even Sydney Sweeney, man. Sydney Sweeney is making my god, she is getting paid, bro. She just cashed out on a $20 million home in Florida.
I saw that.
She's going crazy right now. All right, let's go to the Batman. The Batman 2 cast is rumored to be announced at Comic-Con. The stuff that I've heard is that Barry is going to come out as the Joker, and they talked about the fact that the Joker isn't really going to be a primary focus because they were such a big focus in the previous trilogy, but he is going to be around. And I like the idea of having a intro Batman scene where he's solving crime. Could be the Joker, and then the Joker goes back in jail, and then we might not see him till like the third or fourth film. I also hope that we get the Court of Owls. I would love for that to be the next villain group that we go against. Definitely after I actually rewatched one of the Batman animated shows because I saw the Court of Owls clip and I rewatched it at work actually earlier today. So I really
I've
hope
been
that
meaning to rewatch that one.
Yeah, dude. I think that we've seen enough of Batman facing against like one person. I think we would need to see Batman go against a syndicate, and I think that this is the perfect opportunity. And with the rumors of there possibly being a Robin, I think that this also opens that door. But I think Batman versus a crime syndicate / cult
Secret society.
Yeah, it's probably the best Batman we might ever see.
I've been saying I want the Court of Owls since day one, and I couldn't agree with you more, Stevie. Listen, if you don't know the Court of Owls, and you don't read comics, or you're into, or you would, Court of Owls is a great place to start. It's the first comic that I actually ever read, and it's the comic that got me into comics to begin with. But it is incredible. But they were also in Gotham, which was a great show. And they were also in Gotham Knights, which is a terrible game. So they've been around. And the animated movie, I'm pretty sure, is actually Son of Batman. I think that it's not actually called Court of Owls.
No.
I think that's the one. No, or it was the sequel to that, right?
Yeah. It is not. It is I'm pretty sure it's Batman versus Robin.
Yeah, that's it. Batman versus Robin. But yeah, the Court of Owls are great, and there is Mr. Freeze is the worst villain in Batman in DC, and people love to say, well, there's water, and like Mr. Freeze could freeze the water, so he should be the villain. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Absolutely not. If anyone is telling you that they think Mr. Freeze should be the villain, you should turn them off, never listen to them again, because they are not credible. They are not smart enough to be telling their opinions publicly online. They're a liability to the internet, and they're a liability to themselves.
Yeah, he's
I think Court of Owls is the right route to go, though, because I feel like it fits this Batman universe perfectly too. Like, I mean, again, just with the tone they've created, and also just give us something new. I mean, the Riddler thing was great and all, but give us something fresh, like introduce like the mainstream audience to something that they've never seen before. I just want to vent about a little bit. I think Barry Keoghan, that's his name, Barry Keoghan as the Joker, that clip we showed, I'll be honest, he looks terrible. I don't want them to expand on that Joker at all. I don't know why the Joker keeps getting more ugly and like demented and stuff. Like, me personally, I would love to see, I don't know if it would fit this Batman specifically, but I don't know if the DCU can do it. Give us like the clean cut Mark Hamill looking type Joker. Like, have him be kind of like with henchmen.
Actually,
like just go for it.
I like the Barry. I think it's Keoghan is how you pronounce it. But a lot of people are not on board with the look of the Barry Keoghan Joker.
Like what?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the final Joker look or whatever, because he was, in Arkham, and it was kind of a small scene, and then it was a post-credit scene that was released online after the fact. It's still on HBO Max if you want to watch it, but I too would like to see a clean Mark Hamill.
Like bring that on
in real life. That would be cool.
That would be nice. Yeah, because again, Barry looks so icky. Yeah. But again, all that to say, Court of Owls. I think Court of Owls is going to be, a great change of pace for the Batman.
Especially that I think we have another topic on the docket for this, but the Batman universe is obviously centered around crime and Batman being a detective, which is how Batman ends up finding about Court of Owls. And he basically, in the comics, he hears about the Court of Owls. He doesn't believe it. He's like, if this existed, like, I would know about it. Then he's like, wait a minute, is it true? And he looks into it and he's like mad at himself that he didn't know about it before. And he meets a villain that is multiple steps ahead of him in like every single way. And they really test Batman's limits in, a way that they're ahead of him. They have a secret society. They have their own locations, and they also are they have phenomenal this the Talons, which are super battle tested. They are very good fighters, and I think I used to say that I think Deathstroke needs to be the villain because it would force them to step up the action, which I think is the only flaw of the Batman, is that it didn't have enough action. I think that was intentional though, but he can't even hold it in. But they
Watch
already
yourself, brother.
basically
Watch yourself.
said that they're using Deathstroke for the DCU, Batman and Robin. So use the Court of Owls, and you could have that crazy detective mystery story, but you also get that top level action with Batman fighting the Talons. So it is the perfect scenario. And everyone, I promise you, absolutely everyone would be most happy with the Court of Owls. And if we got Mr. Freeze, I promise you, everyone who's saying, oh, well, he could freeze the water, they would be saying after that, oh, yeah, that was a bad idea. Whoever said that's a moron. The same way they all say, oh, I never said that they shouldn't recast the trial.
Yeah.
People hide from their opinions after the fact, and there are a lot of those, and they are an X, and they usually like Snyder Cult tweets.
Yeah, Batman does need an upgrade. I like the fighting. He has to be a better fighter, man. And I wonder how they're going to incorporate that. Does he go to the League of Shadows after this happens? Who knows? Does he come back? How are they going to do that? Because I always heard the rumor that Alfred taught him how to fight. I'm not sure if that's true, but the fighting needs to be better. The gadgets need to be better. We need a better suit as well. I want more cape. I like the Batman to where his cape covers his whole entire suit. So I need that kind of Batman. So hopefully we can get some really good improvements, but man, Pattinson is my goat. So we'll see. All right. Now, Jerry, I know you wanted to talk about this. You just talked about it a tiny bit. So Matt Reeves, not literally right before we hopped on the podcast, he introduced that he is having a Batman universe. So Jerry, I'll let you break all that down, and then Ethan you can comment after, and then we'll get into some more combos.
So yeah, basically, listen, I just think that, first of all, so Matt Reeves has titled his Batman universe the Batman Epic Crime Saga. I think this is genius. Everyone's calling it this cinematic universe, and I just think that everyone was kind of riding Marvel's coattails, and this is a great way to differentiate. Not everything needs to be the cinematic universe. It's clearly defining that this is its own thing. It should also calm a lot of people who love to say, oh, well, people are going to be confused because of super. I mean, I don't know who would be confused about that. We have comics, we have video games, we have movies. We all know the difference. So if you're worried someone's going to be confused about two Batman movies, you might have to explain to them a lot more. But the Batman Epic Crime Saga, I just think is a great title. And I think this is a really smart move. And, I love that they are, kind of releasing details about what's happening on social media. It's so simple, but it's new. We don't see other, universes or IPs doing stuff like that, and I think that's really exciting. I think today, actually, I meant to include this, but hold on. What did they say?
Yeah, the one post that they sent, it was like a message.
Two. Yeah, there's actually two. So there was one that was Gotham City Police Department, and some kind of you could see here, it's kind of computer writing, code writing, kind of just how the Riddler was communicating with Batman. and then there was another that, and it says Radalata or whatever the word is. And then there was another that was, oh, maybe it was just that. But even still, I appreciate things like this.
Yeah.
There was another. No, there was another. Hold on. There was another. I'm going to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While you're
this was it. And it says,
that was the mail. Yeah.
It's an envelope, and it says, "Let's be pals." #the Penguin. So who could have wrote this? Do you think it's the Riddler communicating out of Arkham? Do you think it's another villain? I don't know. I wasn't sure, but if you guys have a guess, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. So Ethan, how do you feel about the Penguin show and Matt Reeves diving in on this noir Batman universe?
I think it's genius. To me, right now, it sounds like, because they're already on the right track with the Batman, and the Penguin looks great in my opinion. I think they're going to kill it with that with Colin Farrell. It sounds like it might just be the better version of what Sony's trying to do with their Spider-Man Rogue Gallery. Because again, right now, I mean, the only difference here that's actually going to be better is this universe, because what Sony's trying to do with the Spider-Man universe is make Spider-Man characters without Spider-Man. But now, if this sounds genius, because you're creating a Batman universe. He has the entire Rogues Gallery. You could make so many spin-offs, so many shows, so many movies with every character in his universe, but you have him there. That's the best part. He's not just being mentioned like in a post-credit scene by two villains. He's actually there to carry the movies, and then you give little spin-offs and put them on Max, put them on streaming. We'll all follow through with it. If you want to make movies, make the movies for the villains. But Batman's there. The villains are there. They're going to interact. You have this whole Batman universe. I'm on board. DC Elseworlds. That's exactly what James Gunn said. You're going to have the DCU and then have our little spin-offs, which is fantastic. Like, that's exactly, again, that it sounds like this is what Sony wants to do, in my opinion. That's exactly what they're trying to achieve with their whole Spider-Man Rogues Gallery, but no Spider-Man. But this has Batman, and again, they're already off to a right track with the Batman movie. So I'm on board with it. I think, again, if you're going to do with any character, it's the Batman, because, again, he has just so many villains to go off of. Yeah.
And,
100%.
he doesn't necessarily have to be in the Penguin. He might be, he can be, but you could do either or. And if you did another villain, he could be in it, he could not. And
you've established he's there, though. I think that's the best part. You've established he exists. Exactly. Like, again, with that Sonyverse, it's been years of who's our Spider-Man here? Is it this guy? Is it this guy? Is it a new character? And they just keep teasing us. They're like dangling the carrot. It's like, just put Andrew Spider-Man here for God's sake. Like, yeah. Oh no. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's a good track they're on so far for the universe.
For sure.
Perfect. All right, let's read some chats here. And by the way, I'm not really fond of I go back and forth on the Batman universe. I go back and forth.
What do you mean? I thought so you love the Batman, but you don't like the idea that they're expanding on it other than the Batman movies?
The issue, my guess is that with the Batman, they're going to keep it in Gotham, and with the DCU, it's not going to be necessarily in Gotham. Like, it's going to be the wider range. So, like, Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, Deathstroke, people like that. I'm not like, I'm just not the biggest. I'm not feeling the Penguin show, personally. I'm just not.
That's crazy.
I need Batman. I need Batman in my content. I don't know.
I'll be honest. I don't know. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure they mentioned he was going to be in it, unless I was just reading.
Yeah, but it's gonna be. But it's gonna be a short cameo, and is rumored to be the undercover Batman on the bike.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know, and he might pop up. He might not. Me personally, I just need to watch the first episode.
Yeah. The other thing
I see what you mean, though, but I'll be patient because, again, they've established the Batman's there, so they've gained my trust. You put the main guy there, so expand on it, and then Penguin and all of them, like, have them cross over in future projects. I'll be patient and let them grow the universe. Then if they start making crap stuff, then I'll be like, all right, now this is bad.
Yeah. I don't know.
The other thing
I go back and forth.
I love about the Penguin show is that obviously this is the Batman epic crime saga, but this is also like a mafia type show. I think Colin Farrell crushed it as the Penguin, and I think that, like, we're gonna get almost like a Sopranos type Batman thing. Well, not really Sopranos, it's not family, but you get what I'm saying. It's a mafia TV show that's taking place in a Batman universe, and Colin Farrell is the Penguin. Like, I don't know how you don't love that. I think that's one of the most things I'm most excited for.
It has to sell me, man. It has to sell me. I don't know. All right, let's see. Does age really matter that much? Because although Glenn is 35, I still see him in a character in his 40s. I mean, and if we're being fair, they're probably not going to film Green Lantern until he's in his 40s. I'm just kidding.
The other thing, though, I do think they want someone that is visibly older so they could sell him as an experienced mentor to Jon Stewart. That's the thing.
Glenn Powell looks young. Speaking of age, do you guys think Damian Wayne will get an actual for Damian Wayne? They will actually get a 10-year-old actor, or just get like a 14 to 15-year-old? I think they're going to do a 14 to 15-year-old that passes off as like a 12-year-old. I don't really think they're going to go 10 because you have to make it somewhat realistic. So I think they're going to go that age. Kind of like how we had Tom Holland. He was like 23, 22 when he was 16, and and Tom Holland still looks like he's freaking 17. So
they always use for kids. They always use older than the age that they're telling you it is in the show.
Yeah, and I think that's more of legal stuff too, because when you're doing stuff with kids, it's sticky business. Okay. If Dick Grayson Robin is not in the Batman trilogy, then this trilogy is an automatic 7 out of 10. I 100% agree. You need Robin. The Court of Owls. Robin makes everything better. The Court of Owls are literally dead super soldier zombies. That seems like something I could see for the DCU Batman, unless they ground them.
I think he's talking about the Talons.
Yeah. James Gunn canceling the Arkham show for Matt Reeves for the Matt Reeves risk is a huge W. The Penguin series should have been there. I somewhat agree. I'm not really sold on the Penguin series, man. I'm really not, bro. I'm really not. Okay.
Do you like mafia movies? Like, do you watch Scorsese's movies? And
yes, I like mafia movies, but why does Batman have to have that? You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at. It's like, what is the point of doing a Penguin show, bro? Like,
well, there's two reasons. Obviously, there's the business aspect to it, but also the thing that's so great about it is like I think that there's going to be a little bit of a jump from what happened from the Batman to the Batman Part 2, and this is going to fill in the gaps. So it allows the Batman 2 to be a little more advanced in the story.
Yeah.
If the Flying Graysons are in it, all is forgiven.
Big on the Graysons. Sorry, big on Robin being there. I'm kind of iffy on it. I don't know. I feel like Robin's not really needed. It is.
I don't
think he's needed. I don't think he's needed.
Yeah, I don't think he's needed. And they're going to have him in the DCU.
He is needed.
Yeah, have him in the DCU. I don't think he fits in this universe.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, bro. I think that this Batman is kind of going through his own growth, and he's like so young and inexperienced that. Yeah, like I
that's
just don't
the point
think
of the Batman too. He's going to be experienced. Like, bro, there's going to be a massive time jump, bro. This isn't going to be like 2 years after. This is going to be like a 5 to 10 year jump. Trust me, bro. I believe that with everything in my heart.
That's not true because they already said that the Penguin takes place immediately after the Batman, and that the Batman Part 2 takes place immediately after the Penguin.
Who said that?
I forget, but I've seen. I'm pretty sure I saw.
I don't believe it
yesterday.
I don't believe it.
Okay, so you think the trades are just making it up because they need? They're just making it up for
my narrative. This doesn't fit my narrative. Oh,
yeah. Okay.
I hope that we get some type of time jump, man. I hope so because we need these upgrades, bro. I'm not finna watch this same movie again, bro. I'm very pissed if they don't give him these upgrades. Well, I
think they will because I definitely think, and I think that's like part of him becoming more experienced, and they're going to show him more experience and raising the bar on his combat. Like I think that's part
exactly because I mean he already surpassed Bale all 3 movies in this film alone. So this movie is just going to secrete him as the greatest Batman of all time, and you'll have to bow down to
I destroyed your narrative so hard that you needed to clutch on ripping on Christian Bale because you were so uncomfortable.
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
Torched your narrative.
If I was to do a poll, who was a better Batman, Christian Bale or Robert Pattinson? Robert Pattinson would win today.
Y'all not putting Ben Affleck on that. I'm just gonna
no Ben Affleck.
You know what? Facts don't care about your feelings.
Wait, are you a Ben Affleck guy, Ethan?
We were robbed that we didn't get his movie. We were robbed.
You're an
Bro.
Affleck guy?
We were
You're an
robbed,
Affleck
guys.
guy? Oh, here we
I
go.
don't feel anyone says now again, Batman v Superman. Look, I feel like he was great in that, but the rest of the stuff he was in, I can get like people are like, oh, he wasn't that great, all this stuff. Listen, if we had a Ben Affleck directed Batman movie, I'm telling you, that would have beat everything. I don't care what anyone says.
I would have liked to have seen it, but I don't think.
Go as Destro. Come on now.
I don't think Ben Affleck tops either Pattinson or Bale.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
He had that look.
He's
the brutality. Like
he definitely looked great in the suit and his Frank Miller style.
He looked the best out of everybody.
Okay. I think he had the best suit too.
He does have the best suit. He does have the best suit.
Nah.
Don't say the Dark Knight suit is better. It is literally all black leather, bro. Don't do that, bro.
Oh, that's the sickest suit.
Christian Bale has the worst Batman costumes of all time. The only good one is the Batman Begin suit. Other than that, the suit never changed. All it did was get skinnier. Oh my gosh, bro!
They didn't need to change it after the Dark Knight because it was so good.
They probably carved it with a knife to show the space, bro. The suit is terrible. Oh my god, it is the most
on it.
It's the most uncreative suit I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, bro. I could have came up with that.
It's tactical.
Who cares? It's Batman, bro.
Yeah, my Batman had the gray, like the thick Batman.
Oh yeah. Ben Affleck does have the best suit. I will say.
I appreciate the aesthetic of function.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, well, then if we're talking function, Ben Affleck had the most. Why am I defending Affleck? Because I can't say him. But anyways, Affleck had the most functional suit. His suit was bulletproof, bro.
Yeah.
This man, Batman, got stabbed with a knife by Talia al Ghul. And here's the funny thing, right? This is what I'll never we're here. We're just going to do it. I don't care. The funny thing that I don't understand about The Dark Knight Rises, Batman is supposed to be one of the most smartest characters. He is the smartest character of all time. How does he not know that when he's following Selena Kyle, he's getting caught into a trap by Bane? He didn't. It's not like he smashed her. It's not like they had a romance. Like, how does he not know that he's getting trapped into fighting Bane? That just doesn't line up with Batman at all.
So here's the thing you have to understand. Is that Batman was a rusty old man.
Oh, you're going to use the rusty on me, bro? Oh.
And by the way, you know where else he was a rusty old man and he got his ass handed to him?
Who?
The Dark Knight Returns. So, if you're knocking that happened in The Dark Knight Rises, you're also knocking Frank Miller and The Dark Knight.
Then I guess I'm knocking Frank Miller. Then that's stupid. That is
so. It's not. It's not,
bro. When I saw the movie when I was 11, I knew it was a trap. I thought, well, he's getting trapped. If I knew it, Batman should have knew. I'm just saying, bro. It's ridiculous, bro.
It's a little more obvious when you're watching a movie than in real life, and you're actually Batman, and you're 8 years rusty, and you've been sitting in a mansion with a cane and being served by Alfred. So but. Other than that, like the best movies, Batman Begins, and also the Dark Knight trilogy, it ran so the MCU.
No, it did not. 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 The MCU became its own on its own, bro. I'm sorry. There's no way.
Bro.
Iron Man is better than Batman Begins and the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises
trilogy.
I think that here's what you have to understand, and I know Stevie's
Avengers 1 is more important than the Dark
and he's
Knight.
not going to be able to not talk over me, but let me answer before you respond to my answer. So the Dark Knight trilogy had to sell tickets to a fan base that was not crazy about superhero movies. And the Dark Knight specifically, when that movie came out, it was like a huge cultural moment. People were going crazy over it. Like even like women were like flocking to the theaters to see it, which obviously isn't how it is for comic book movies. But I'm telling you, it was a big deal. And when Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk and Thor and those movies were coming out, people were you know, it was easier for them to be like, oh, I'm kind of into superheroes and buy those tickets. And that is thanks to the Dark Knight trilogy. That's what I'm saying. I'm not diminishing the MCU or anything. Obviously, I love the MCU. But, you know, you have to remember, it wasn't always the case that comic book movies dominated movies. Like, it wasn't, you know, now you have Martin Scorsese basically complaining about how popular they are. But that wasn't the case. Like, when I was growing up, it wasn't like that. I was born in 1990. And I just think the Dark Knight, you know, I don't think, I know it, the Dark Knight created was a big help in pioneering the comic book movie box office.
It helped.
I think Avengers 1 is a bigger one with me.
Yeah.
I can see where you're going with that. Yeah, like it kind of helped people be like, superhero movies are cool. I'd almost give more credit to the early X-Men movies, though. You know, I feel like
100%. It's part of it. It's a big part of it. It's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Wait, so now we're saying that the Dark Knight is a superhero film? All right. No, next topic, y'all. Next topic. Come on. We're
Batman's not a superhero.
We're just talking crazy. The Dark Knight is a superhero movie. Come on. All right. Next topic, guys.
Bro.
Comic-Con expectations.
You know what? I'm going to remember the next time this comes up that you had to be like, you know what? Next topic, because I destroyed you so hard. Facts don't care about your feelings. No, we should move to the next topic because we have a big docket and it's Deadpool Wolverine week. And you always put off doing this, and you picked the worst week to do it. And I cooked your ass twice.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. I destroyed your penguin narrative. I destroyed.
I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk, bro.
I let you speechless.
I think that this is how I feel, right? I think that Avengers 1 plays a bigger role in the comic book movie scale than the Dark Knight ever played. Okay. And that's what I believe. I think that when you create a movie that culminates a bunch of other films with introducing new characters, like, bro, Black Widow didn't even have a solo film. Hawkeye didn't have a solo film. And I think the success of I think the success of Avengers 1 laid out more of the superhero landscape than what the Dark Knight ever did, because of the fact that Avengers 1 is fantastical. The Dark Knight was never a fantastical film. That's why I don't think it lays out a blueprint for superhero films, because I don't classify that as a superhero movie. It was too practical. Even with Bane, they didn't even do Bane the right way. Bane was just fat.
Okay. Forget superhero movie, comic movie, tomato. Now, here's the other thing. The Dark Knight, and I'm not taking away from the Avengers. Like, I know that was a big deal, but the Dark Knight that trilogy happening led Marvel to make Iron Man, the Hulk, Thor, Captain America, and Avengers. 100%. And you can't deny that. And that's my point. And that's why I'm saying, you know, the Dark Knight is a big turning point in what led to the comic book movies being the hottest thing in movies.
Hold on, bro, because I got a fact. Hey Siri, what year did the Dark Knight come out?
2008 or 9.
It didn't lay the blueprint because Iron Man came out the same year. No, so it didn't lay the
Batman
Begins. Batman Begins. When I say the Dark Knight, I'm saying the Dark Knight.
Okay, the Dark Knight trilogy. Hey,
Batman
Siri,
Begins.
did 2004. Ever say that the Dark Knight trilogy inspired him? Oh God. Yeah. Let's change topics.
I just have one thing to say. Facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah. Now, I do still think. All right. So I might have lost on the Dark Knight trilogy playing an important role. I can get behind that.
And you lost on the Penguin.
I still think the trilogy. I know we didn't finish it. I still think that the Dark Knight trilogy is very overrated. I think Bella sucks as Batman. I think the Batman costume sucks. The Catwoman costume sucks. Anne Hathaway is just fine, so she got the pass. Bane was terrible. I think there's a lot of issues. Heath Ledger is very overrated. Loki is a better. I would take Loki and Avengers over Heath any day. I'll take Jack Nicholson.
I'm so happy you said that because your argument just blew up, and now everyone just knows you're out of your mind.
Dark Knight trilogy overrated, but I don't like trashing the Dark Knight because last time I posted a trashing of the Dark Knight on TikTok, we lost like 30 followers. So I'm gonna just no cap. No, remember when we did the Batman rankings episode with what was your guy's name? Bullet, dude.
Yeah.
Ethan, we lost 30 TikTok followers because I said that the Dark Knight sucks.
Yeah, that's crazy. Honestly, I don't blame him though. You're crazy for that, bro. You're crazy.
We just lost a viewer when you said it.
There's an underground that hates the Dark Knight, and I might be the leader of that. All right, anyways, let's read some chats, and we got one more topic, and then we'll be out of here. Okay, so here's a better question for you guys, and Ethan, I'm gonna swing this over to you. Here's a better question for you guys that say Robin is not needed for the Batman. Do you think at the very least we will get a Dick Grayson cameo at the end, and the death of the flying Graysons recreated in this trilogy?
That's not needed. I feel like. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, sure, is it fun if it's there? Okay, sure, but I mean, also like just have it fit the narrative. Like if you're just kind of putting that to put it there, I feel like that's gonna be pointless. Like if by the end of the movie, I'm like watching it, I'm like, oh, okay, the Graysons are there. Like as if it makes sense, sure, you can put it there. Again, it fits the narrative, but again, I really feel like you don't need Dick Grayson in that universe. You don't need a Robin in that universe. You can do a little nod, kind of like the Dark Knight, going back to the Dark Knight trilogy, but kind of like they did with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like Robin. That's a good name. Do something like have fun with that. Sure, have fun with that, like a way to kind of allude to Robin being somehow in the universe. But
what?
Yeah, I don't think Grayson.
What?
Yeah, no,
I don't think we're getting Robin in the Batman. It might be cool, but I think that number one, they haven't done it yet, and number two, they're obviously making this Batman and Robin a big thing in the DCU, and I think that in a perfect world, if James Gunn were doing the DCU and nothing else was going on, he would opt to not have two separate Batmans, and he can choose to not have two different Robins. And I think he's going to choose to have one Robin and do a fresh take on Robin in the DCU and not do it in the Batman. That's my
Robin will be announced this Saturday, and I can't wait to soak in happiness. Whether if it's the Batman or the DCU, so we'll see.
I almost hope for your case that it is, because you just got torched on the Dark Knight, and I know.
No, bro. Okay, we agreed it's important, but is it good? No, and we can both say that it's overrated. All right. Please don't say Bill Batman. Thank you. Please say the Bill Batman suit is better than Affleck. I think both are overrated, but I can even say Affleck and Bell in terms of two. Yeah, I think the Gray to Black combination is awesome. And I said I can't stand Affleck, but that suit is fire. I will admit, but I will never forgive Christian Bale for shooting an alien gun. And Zack Snyder gave Batman godly fighting, even though it's one scene, but they gave him godly fighting.
You said Christian Bale. I think you meant Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah, sorry, Lord forgive me. I didn't mean to say Christian Bale. Ben Affleck. They gave Ben Affleck one good fighting scene, and then in the Justice League, he's like an old loaf who can't fight, who has to resort to guns. Zack Snyder, man, I would love the Sweet Chin music him just one time for that alone.
Yo,
dude, just a straight kick to the chin, bro. He gets me angry. By the way, that Rebel Moon trailer looked like gas though. That Rebel Moon
I didn't even watch it.
Awesome. I really, really want Kitty Pryde to be Tom Holland's new Spidey girlfriend. What?
People really do like Kitty Pryde.
I've seen some really disturbing Kitty Pryde art, and I'll just leave it there. Yeah, and
why do we have people like that in our?
Well, dude, I saw one of Magneto and Professor X during X-Men 97 of them like making out. I'm like, where does this like? They're like brothers. There's no romance at all between Professor X and Magneto, and people make up these narratives like,
weird, man. It's weird.
Like they're a brotherhood. The whole point is that they were brothers. It was never a romance. Like, what is next? Wolverine and Cyclops making out on the beach? Like, anyways, all right. Okay. Let's not get started on that. All right. Keaton Bell. Whoa. Hungry Almighty. Whoa. Keaton, Bell, Affleck, and Pattinson are all overrated. They are not who I think when I think Batman, Arkham, DC animated universe, DC animated U, Under the Red Hood, Young Justice. So I do agree. Jerry, Jesus. I do agree that the animated shows or the animated movies do a way better version of what Batman is. I will say, and I will admit that. I do think that Keaton and Bale and Affleck are overrated. I think that Pattinson and Val Kilmer are the best Batman that we have ever
Val
seen.
Kilmer?
Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Wow.
Bro, Batman Forever is the second best Batman film of all
The
time.
only thing I like about that movie is the score. I'll be honest,
Bro, I will say, bro, Batman Forever is one of the greatest Batman films of all time. One of the greatest superhero films of all time. It's in my top 10. Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna
Believe
lose
it.
more
Believe
followers,
it.
man. You're gonna
Believe
lose more followers.
Huh? You said what?
Hey, you're gonna lose more followers with that
Yeah,
one.
man. Hey, man.
Yeah, he says it a lot, so you know,
Yeah, Jerry
we
gets so
got to
mad
make
about
up for it.
it. He gets
Yeah,
so mad about Batman
so
Forever.
absurd.
Yeah.
It's funny too. Like I remember seeing that movie in theaters, and I loved it. I was 5 years old, and then I grew up.
Right.
That movie's
Yeah.
gas, bro. Y'all hating. Okay. James Gunn, DC Batman will be the greatest live action Batman. I agree. I really want. Okay, you want to send the same comment twice? Thanks, bro. My goodness,
want
bro.
that?
We get it. Kitty Pride. Goodness. All right. Like great. Hopefully they cast Sydney Sweeney or something, or Jenna.
Yeah,
Ortega.
he's messing with you.
Yeah, I'm just trolling. Okay. Comic-Con is this weekend, boys. We got a busy weekend. For us as content creators, this is content galore. I imagine, Ethan, you're going to make a bunch of videos on Comic-Con. Jerry and I, we're gearing up because we know there's going to be a big week. I'm going to be in Vegas, so I'm going to be like in and out, but we are going to get some content out. So some expectation for Comic-Con. So we obviously know that, Marvel's doing a really big thing for Comic-Con. Kevin Feige talked about that we're going to know what's planned for the Avengers at Hall H. James Gunn isn't going to be there, but we know that he's giving us some stuff. I expect to see maybe a teaser trailer for Superman. I expect to see some concept arts for the Fantastic Four. There's a lot of things going on, and even for I haven't heard nothing from Star Wars, but I'm more than sure we're probably going to get a teaser trailer for that Mando and Grogu movie. We'll probably get a teaser for Ahsoka season 2. So all of the brands that we love are going to be putting out content. But what are some of you guys' expectations for Comic-Con? Like what is something that you want to see?
You.
Yeah, I would love to see something from the Thunderbolts. I would love to see Fantastic Four, some kind of suit photo, any kind of new information, updated MCU upcoming slate. And as for DCU, I really hope we get some castings, and if we get some kind of teaser trailer for Superman, it will be the biggest topic of the weekend. And I almost think if they have it, I think they're going to do it, especially because you have to keep in mind that Deadpool and Wolverine are coming out this weekend, which is going to dominate the internet talk and the headlines. So if the DC hasn't in their ability to put it out a trailer, or they're close to it, they're going to be working damn hard to do it because they want to dominate the headlines and internet buzz as well. So, but yeah, what about you, Ethan? What are you looking forward to?
No, I'm very excited to see what James Gunn has up his sleeves for the DCU announcements. Again, I'm hoping and praying for some sort of Superman teaser. Show us something, like some footage. I don't know what he's got up his sleeve, but show us something there. Some casting announcements for the DCU would be great. Might be too soon for Lanterns, but give us some more information on some of the other shows. Like, I'm going to show us some Creature Commando stuff. I know he's going for that. I don't know how I feel about Creature Commandos. Yeah. I need to see some footage first to kind of be sold on it. But as long as he's connecting everything, I'm all for it. So show us some Creature Commando stuff. The Paradise Falls, to get a little more information on that, because I know that's more Amazonian. And I don't know if you guys know if Wonder Woman's in it or not. It'd be nice if she's in it.
Well, and I deleted it because I was going to wait. But all of the DC pages that I follow on X posted a GIF of Wonder Woman, the first one, saying big news coming this weekend. So
oh wow,
there might be something going on behind the scene, guys. You never know.
So that, yeah, exactly. Going to that, like, I hope there's more there. Like, hopefully, because again, he's kind of in this spot where Comic-Con's the perfect opportunity to get us more hype for the DCU. The set photos, of course, again, is going, but just give us some more announcements there. And when it comes to Marvel, again, like, I mean, they got a lot to cover with Avengers. Hopefully, we just get some stuff there. But I'm looking forward to Fantastic Four. Like, either it's not a trailer, or give us some images of what these characters look like. I'm not sold on Pedro Pascal yet. I feel like he was just hired because he's a hot topic right now. But hey, we'll see what happens if again, show some footage, show some photos, and then maybe I'll be sold on it. But the concept for it seems cool with the little retro multiverse 60s thing. So looking forward for Marvel, mainly Fantastic Four. For the DCU, overall, pretty much everything. And Star Wars, just give us something good because I'm tired. Good. Like, Acolyte, like, you're exhausting me. Give us something to break some good news to us once. Like, just give us something that we can look forward to with Star Wars. Yeah.
I agree. The biggest thing I'm looking forward to, bro, is Fantastic Four. I want to see costumes. I need to see Pedro's hairstyle. I need to see him as Reed. And I champion Pedro, so you know this you know, this is good. There's more things for me to rub in Jerry's face if he looks good. So I hope that it works. And you know, Kathleen Kennedy, man, she's been dodging theaters for years, you know. And so you know,
dodging theaters.
Oh, give us the movies. Like you're saying,
she's been scared. She's been scared to put out films because she knows that it's going to bomb. You know, there was a Patty Jenkins movie that was supposed to be coming out. There was so many films that have gotten scrapped because Kathleen is terrible. And you know, I hope that I really want the Mando movies to succeed, but I want Kathleen going, man. She's
you know,
like,
she's
I made a statement before. I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong. This is the one of the biggest. I just want to put it on the record. Like, I hate that she was like, the reason why Marvel succeeds is because they have look back on, like, yo, you had so much lore. I'm not a book guy, I'll be honest, but you did have so much lore in the Thrawn series, all that stuff, like with the extended universe with that George Lucas created. You had it, and you didn't use it.
100%.
Just
she folded, bro.
Instead, you created your own characters that no one cared about, or we had potential to care about, but you dropped the ball because there was no plan. So that's
exactly.
You would think that Star Wars would put out a trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu this weekend to you know, kind of nip the anti-Acolyte talk in the butt, but they are just not good at judgment. So you know,
so I actually have a video that I'm working on, and it is what I would do if I took over Star Wars, or if it was so it's basically called what I would do if I was the president. So I'm gonna tell you guys this, and then we can end the episode. So if I was the president of Star Wars, I will come out at Star Wars Celebration, and I will say, this is a hashtag fill in the gap. And basically, I would say, like, this means that we are going to fill in all of the gaps between films. And you know, these films are going to be good. But while we're making these films, we're going to form what the next, you know, trilogy is going to be. So 3 movies that I think they should make. Young Palpatine. I think a young Palpatine film with Plagueis showing Palpatine's, like, origin will be awesome. Second movie, Jedi Hunter Vader. If you do a film like John Wick style, Darth Vader hunting down Jedi in his prime at full power, and then the 4th project will be maybe a TV show, Force Ghosts Adventures, Luke, Anakin, and Obi-Wan, and you do an animation of that, of them going around killing dark side spirits, communicating with, you know, Jedi of the past, and then you know, Obi-Wan showing Luke how Anakin turned, like showing him the past, and them going back in time to see how the Force was made. So then you're with your favorite characters, but you're learning about the origin of the Force. I think those are projects that fans would really like. And you know, I think that there's gaps that need to be filled, and I think you can use these fill in the gap films to, like, try to build something new based on Star Wars legends. Take the content, use it. They wasted Mark Hamill, you know.
They wasted him. Crazy.
Yeah. They wasted the old fool, you know. They wasted the old fool, you know. So, you know, it's sad, you know, it's sad, man. But we'll see what happens. All right, we're going to end the stream here. We hope you guys had a great time. Ethan, thank you for jumping on. We are definitely going to have Ethan on here a lot more, guys. You guys know I love him, and and make sure you sub to him because I know he's putting out some. You're doing a Deadpool review right after, right?
I'll be doing a review that night, and then dropping that, and then again, gonna be a lot of Comic-Con coverage to kind of feel out and just test out all the content I'll be putting out, but giving my take on it. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah. So please sub to my boy Ethan. And please sub to us. Please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell if this is your first time. We're going to plug his YouTube profile in the title so you guys can sub. But have a great day, y'all, and peace out, y'all.